Hi everyone, welcome back to Live Darts. We are here in Bristol at Bar 501, the new Bar 501 with JDC Chairman Steve Brown. Steve, it's been quite a 2-week period for yourself, hasn't it? Have you had time to reflect and take it all in?
Yeah, over the last couple of days, yeah. Like I said, it's, like you mentioned, it's been a whirlwind 2 weeks really. First of all, I didn't expect to go to Q school. Like I think deadline was 2 o'clock, I registered at 1. So that was like a last minute decision. Obviously went there and done better than expected. Obviously I've been to China and it was my birthday 2 days ago, so yeah, I've had I've had worse weeks.
We'll take you right back to the start of Q school first of all. When you went, was it more as a support act for your son to start with?
Yeah, he was struggling for transport, to be honest, to get out there. A few little things sort of fell into place at the right time. He just signed a new sponsorship deal with Bristol and Bath Scaffolding. I went down to take him down to meet the guy. Then he said, why aren't you doing Q school? So I thought, I just said, I just can't bother. He said, well, if I pay you money, would you do it? I said, yeah, go on then. I thought, I don't mind wasting your money, I'm not going to waste my own. But seriously, so then, so I signed up for it last minute, took John up with a friend of mine, Phil, and then, like I said, the first day I walked in, just the sheer amount of people there. Had someone not paid for me to go, and if I drove myself, I did look around and think I would have got my toes and went home because just the sheer amount of people, over 500 people there. I didn't think I had much chance, to be honest.
So after 2 days, when I think you were sat third in the order of merit, what's going through your head as you get back to the hotel that night?
Well, obviously I had a plane booked for Saturday evening to go meet the government and the mayor of Shanghai over in China, which is obviously no small thing. Obviously JDC is my sort of priority. So I only went to Q school. I thought if I go play in 2 days, I'll play on a challenge tour, a bit of fun, a few weekends away. So obviously I didn't expect to be in the top 10, let alone top 3. So it was a bit of a dilemma, yeah.
After you got knocked out on that Saturday, you obviously go to the hotel at the airport. What's going through your head then? Do you think, what have I done? Can I get a later flight? Did you look at possibilities like that because of how well you've done?
To be honest, it was only going to be one winner. That would have been the JDC if I had to make a decision on myself or a JDC. But I did sort of make a call to China Saturday morning just before I played actually, and said I might have to catch another flight on maybe Sunday or Monday. Is that okay? And the answer was an emphatic no. Basically, if you don't come, don't bother coming at all. So I had to play Saturday, which I'm better off not playing Saturday because my head was all over the place. I lost 5-0, and that leg difference could have cost me. Yeah. But so it was obvious I had to go.
So from there, were you frenetically watching Darts Connect, and were you looking at the permutations?
The cool thing to say would be no, but obviously I was. But, I had lots of people, lots of friends. They were sending me photographs of pieces of paper everywhere. They're trying to work things out for me, and I sort of tried to convince myself that not to Morton's and it was never mine. Didn't expect a tour card in the first place, but as the sort of hours whittled down, I think I was at 1 o'clock in the morning, sort of with my friends from China and my wife, and just trying to keep awake just to see if I got the card or not. But when the news come through, I've got to be honest, it was quite emotional. Yeah.
Now I suppose the next question is, can you be a full-time darts professional again? And I don't mean as in ability-wise. Have you got the physical time to do everything that you've done so well with the JDC and be Steve Brown, the JDC chairman, and Steve Brown, the PDC Darts Tour Card holder?
Yeah, ironically, I said just things seem to have fallen into place over the last couple of months, and I made a decision back at beginning of January that I was going to be full-time JDC now. So, my sort of days of plastering are over. Not like we're working any. I'm not working. I'm still working very hard, obviously, but it's not such a demanding job. It's sort of working and climbing scaffolds every day. So, in terms of sort of keeping my body not injury-free, ticks that box. I also get to sort of my practice hours to be on an evening as well. So, like I said, I'm not going to be home from work feeling tired and drained. I've been working on a building site all day. So my family time sort of from 3 o'clock till I go out on an evening to practice to be there. And so I think, ironically, the time's probably right for me, really, if anything.
Go back 2015 when you lost your tour card. 5 years on, you'd win it back. Did you ever think that moment would come again?
Not at the time, no. I did struggle for probably 2 or 3 years with injury. I still played through it and embarrassed myself in some situations and just to love the game really. I just couldn't put them down. But like I said, over the last sort of 6 months, when I've sort of not given up hope, but I think the signs have been there, if I'm honest. I've been going to tournaments and playing pros on exhibitions and beating most of them. The odd tournaments I've gone to, I've won. But without realising it, I was actually building up a bit of sort of quiet confidence, I suppose, but playing it down at the same time.
What was it like back in 2015 when your dream was over as a professional? You lost your tour card, you went to Q School 2016 and didn't win one. Was that a tough one to take?
No, do you know what? And the reason why, I think, it's because of the JDC. So I've never really, I think depression in individual sports is rife, isn't it? I think sort of everything's been about you, and also, you know, as an individual, you're not a part of a team. And when people sort of come to the end of their careers, they sort of do suffer with depression. But for me, I never really had that divorce from the game because of my role in the JDC. So I was always sort of felt involved with the PDC and the players and the staff and stuff. So I mean, for a lot of players, I know they've dropped off the tours. It's been a really hard time for them. But like I said, I never really had that divorce from the game because of my involvement with the JDC.
If you hadn't have had that marriage with darts, do you think you would have struggled and it would have been tough if that hadn't have been there?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. You know, so you do get your down moments. I wouldn't call it depression that I had, but you do get down sometimes when you sort of see people that you grew up with or come along the tour at the same time as going on doing really well, and you know, just physically you can't do it anymore. It does get you down. But I think, yeah, perhaps if we didn't have the JDC, then it might be a different story. Yeah.
Obviously, like you say, you're chairman of the JDC. Do the young lads that you're now coaching and now mentoring and everything like that, do they realise how good you were back in the day and what you did achieve in your younger day?
No, of course not. I'm not the best player in my house anymore, so no, not at all. And I don't push it on them at all. You know, it is what it is. And obviously the parents might know. But again, a lot of people that come to the academy now, the parents don't know anything about darts. They don't know the rules of darts, which is a beautiful thing for us as an industry because all these new people are coming into it. But it was pretty much unnoticed really.
And then, like you say, from there, straight to Shanghai. Some groundbreaking news for the JDC as well. It looks like from your social media post that you're going to Shanghai for the World Cup.
Yeah, not just to be confirmed. But so we've got, no, but I said the meetings went really, really well. And yeah, there will definitely be a relationship with the JDC and the Chinese government on many aspects across many tournaments, and they want us to get involved with education in schools. So it's just a start for us in Asia, which again, you know, it's just we've had a really groundbreaking couple of years, but without the support of the PDC, PDPA, WIML, all our commercial partners, it wouldn't be possible. So I'm really grateful to them as well.
Breaking that Asian market would be absolutely monstrous, not just for the JDC, but darts in general, wouldn't it? Because it's not been a happy hunting ground for anyone really, particularly in the sport of darts as of yet.
No, I don't think anyone's really gone in at grassroots junior level. So I think any sort of government sort of understands that that your own people like to watch your own people. So it's very important. You're not going to turn a 35-year-old bloke into a world champion in a couple of years, but you could start. You know, it's got to be a generation thing. So for getting into the schools and getting into these darts academies at the age of 10, they got sort of, you know, for us it's a 5 to 10 year plan. Making sure we can get hopefully an Asian JDC winner.
When you look at what you've achieved with the JDC so far, are you ahead of where you wanted to be when you first set up the Steve Brown Academy, then moved it on to the Junior Darts Corporation now? Well, it's an absolute runaway train, like you say, going into these markets.
Well, I'm 10 years into a 5-year plan, so no. But no, to be fair, I did dream of, you know, one day perhaps having people laughed at me, to be honest, at the beginning, couldn't understand my rationale, but no, I did have this vision for it, and again, it just the timing's everything. So I did realise, I sort of seen where the game was going and what the PDC were doing at the time, and I realised that, you know, it's probably one of the only sports that hasn't got a real grassroots, and you know, the BDO and other organisations do look after kids, well, junior or youth, I should say, but not specifically. And our role as a JDC is that we just, you know, that is our market, and that's what we really, really care about.
On the board, it's been a great few months for the JDC as well. Probably the standout at the moment is young Keane Barry, winning the JDC and then winning the BDO as well. Tremendous talent from Ireland.
Absolutely, I think he's broke all records up to now. But again, the best thing about this whole situation is what a grounded and lovely kid he is as well. So, you know, for not his parents must be really proud. But again, from an Irish point of view or from a JDC point of view, we couldn't have wished for a better talisman, really.
Did you watch the BDO final between him and Leighton as well? Because arguably, it was the best game of the whole week. And I'm not trying to sound disrespectful, but the standard that both of them
watchable, yeah.
But the standard, like you say, watchable, it got everyone engrossed because they were both playing well. Even though the scoreline was 3-0 Keene, that doesn't do justice to how well Leighton played in the game as well.
No, I think Leighton more than played his role in the game, and again, he was after you get slated a bit on social media, and that he's a kid enjoying himself, and he's not been prepared for this success. It's just been thrust upon him. So I think Leighton's starting to handle himself very well, and he was very courteous in defeat after.
Were you pleased, obviously, with the interview that we did with him afterwards as well? The way he said that he did neglect the JDC a bit last year and he lost his way a little bit, and that he's going to play in everything this year. Was that pleasing?
Yeah, it was nice for him that he realises that, and at the end of the day, he's a kid, and kids make mistakes, and that's what growing up's about, So, and as long as you learn from your mistakes, and they're only lessons, aren't they? So I think he's done very well.
The tour itself, the JDC, obviously started weekend just gone as we're recording this.
Yeah.
Great start to the 2020 for it as well.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, 100 plus averages, 9 darters. The standard gets better and better every year, and I think there were 7 nations represented in the weekend just gone as well. So it shows our tour's growing. We had a record number. First time we've had 2 events in one day. That ran really well. The response from parents and kids alike on social media has been fantastic. So again, we're ticking boxes all over the place. But again, I'd like to thank my small but very, very experienced team for delivering another great event.
Like the PDC Pro Tour, will we see the JDC Tour go on the road to Europe as well? Why
not? Yeah, no, something we're looking at. Maybe next year, maybe the year after, but certainly we're looking at sort of places in Germany and Holland to go and host some events. Again, it's all like growth, and only a fool is satisfied. So I'd be a fool to say that we're just going to stick to the UK. Where is the ceiling at the moment? We don't have one. No, we don't. It's a growing sport, and we're not. There's no blueprint. We're sort of believing a trail, really. We're sort of I think we're leaders in the market, and we want to continue to do that. So we're always looking ahead. With what you've done as well for youth darts, have you almost rendered the BDO youth system irrelevant because you're doing everything that they tried to do, but better and in a more controlled environment, where kids are away from adults playing? Because we grew up in that environment, so it's used to us, but playing in these halls where you've got drunk men, women just turned up for a bit of a crack at a weekend isn't the best environment. So the way that you've done it, has that almost eliminated what they were doing? Well, yeah, I mean, part of my passion when I got into this in the first place was that as a kid to play darts wasn't very cool, and that was really sort of my goal, I suppose. My son played darts as well, but I remember I had a feeling when I was a kid, when I was playing, I was embarrassed to tell my friends that I'd been playing darts. If they asked me what I'd done, I'd make something up, just when I see my other friends or whatever. But I wouldn't tell them I went to play darts because I was embarrassed. And the industry has changed completely now. And I'm not saying I think certainly in Britain, I think we're doing our part. I'm not saying it's down to us, but we're doing our bit. I think the things with BDO is they're spread too thin, and it's too much of a democracy. So you can't make decisions quickly. You can't get things done. It's not easy to run an organisation like BDO when you've got kids, women, and adults. So my advice, I think the landscape should be is someone needs to run the amateur men's and ladies, PDC run a professional game, and just let us do the youth darts. I think we could all grow very, very nicely together. That darts all on one page for the first time in a long time would be a nice. Yeah, I think that there's a few stalwarts in other organisations that I think they're sort of more into it for their own personal lifestyle as opposed to the future of the game, and I think it's time for them to move on. Would you be indicating at the current BDO chairman by any chance? No, not necessarily. But I think just across. I've travelled a lot around the world, especially with the JDC, and try and promote junior darts and stuff. And there's politics, and it's not just in the UK; it's everywhere. Some pro BDO and anti PDC. It's all over the world. So again, but that's a generational thing. It's not really a young person's thing. It's people sort of in their late 40s, 50s, and 60s. And I think it's just time people move on and accept the fact that this sport's going places. Steve, it's an absolute pleasure sitting there talking to you here, going through what it's been like for the last 2 weeks and almost the last 5 years since you lost your tour card, and now you're back on it, mate. Yeah, can't wait. Thank you very much. Thanks, mate. Cheers.